Hi, I'm Katie Quillen, and this is my kitchen. I'm not a chef, but I love to cook. Join me and let's figure it out together. Today we're continuing our Southwestern Style Meal. Part 2. 7-layer dip. Now to layer 3, which is my favorite. We're going to go ahead and start with making a taco seasoning, which you can use for any type of dish that requires taco seasoning. You can make it with ground turkey, ground beef. You can use it on chicken. You can use it on beef. This is a great thing to do instead of buying the little packets. You just make your own. It's really actually simple. We have 1 tablespoon of red chili powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of ground oregano, 1 teaspoon of sugar, a half teaspoon of paprika, half teaspoon of seasoned salt, and half teaspoon of garlic salt. So what we're going to go ahead and do is mix this all in a separate bowl. Okay, so just go ahead and throw them all in. And by doing it separate, you can monitor the flavor of your dish. So go ahead. Doesn't matter what order it's in, just throw it all in there. Okay. And then if you need a little, if you don't think it's salty enough, you can always add more salt, but I think with these ingredients, it's gonna be fine. So go ahead and just move these out of the way here. And just go ahead and mix all your dry ingredients to make a nice blended color. There's actually quite a lot, probably more than a seasoned packet would create. It just depends on what you're actually making. For this, we're just going to put in a little bit at a time because you don't need a whole lot. You actually don't need all of this. But if you put this in a plastic baggie and keep it for whenever you're going to be making a dish like this, or making ground turkey or ground beef or tacos, it's already made. So it's a nice consistency now. Okay, now we're going to move to the next ingredient to this, which makes it so yummy. We're going to use a half a cup of sour cream and a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. You may ask, why mayonnaise? Well, sour cream, when it gets left out, say you're making this 7-layer dip for a potluck or a party, you're gonna be setting it on the table for people to eat. Well, it's gonna be at room temperature for a while, and the sour cream tends to curdle. So the mayonnaise actually keeps that from happening. And it keeps it a nice creamy texture without getting gross, in my opinion. So go ahead and mix the 2 wet ingredients, the sour cream and the mayonnaise. Make it nice and blended. And then slowly add your taco seasoning till you get a nice, like an orangey red color. And you can taste as you go along. Just make sure you have clean hands or you use a different spoon. So that looks pretty good. So we're just gonna put in a little bit and mix it in. Just a little bit at a time until you like the consistency and the flavor. I like this one the best because you can make it for other dishes. So say you're having tacos and you like sour cream on your tacos, but you also like hot sauce. Well, by adding the taco seasoning, it adds a little kick to the sour cream. And so now you have like a spicy sour cream. A little bit more. And that's about good. Go ahead and taste it. Tastes good. All right, let's move on. Now that we've made all of our layers, it's time to put them all together in a dish ready to eat. So we're going to go ahead and start with our first layer, which is our beans. They're all nice and still warm from cooking. So go ahead and put what you think is the right amount and go ahead and use a spatula. This is actually the best tool to use in this circumstance. And go ahead and spread it evenly over the pan. I'm using a smaller pan. If you have a big party that you're going to, you can use a bigger pan. Just remember that you have to have more ingredients. So go ahead and spread it out till it's nice and even on the bottom to where you can't see any of the glass on the bottom. You don't want to use too much, but if you really like beans, it's up to you. So go ahead and get it all nice and even. Okay, actually I don't even need the whole thing. And then we're going to go to our next layer. Go ahead and wipe off your spatula so the layers don't mix. Okay. Then we have our guacamole. So go ahead and, this is the right quantity, so go ahead and just plop that in. Just get it all nice and scraped out of the bowl. God, that's a beautiful color, isn't it? And go ahead and just evenly spread it out over the beans. Reminds me of Halloween. The beans have like a purple hue, and the green just adds a nice contrast to that. And just get it all nice and even over the beans. Okay. Doesn't have to look perfect. You're just going to eat it anyway. Okay, go ahead and wipe off that from the spatula. Okay, our next layer is the sour cream. More of like a secret sauce than just sour cream. Go ahead and make sure it's all nice and mixed. Just go ahead and plop that down as well. I can never have too much of this layer, it's my favorite. Go ahead and set that down, get it nice and even, just like the guacamole. If the layers mix, again, it's okay. Go ahead and get it all nice and even. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and rinse this off. Okay. All right, the next layer we have is tomatoes. I went ahead and diced 2 of these, but you can just eyeball it and see if it's enough or too much, or if you don't have enough, just add another tomato. Okay. Actually, this looks like it's a perfect quantity. Get it all nice and down there. Those are juicy tomatoes. Okay, our next layer is cheese. And again, just eyeball it. This is about 2 handfuls, I'd say. Just try to spread it evenly over the tomatoes, making sure they're all nice and covered. Okay. Okay. Just get all that out of there. All that cheese. Okay. Our next layer is olives. And these are sliced, not diced. Just get all nice and even over the top. Okay. And our last but not least is green onions. I love these on the dip. Adds a nice kick to it on the top. I love all the colors too. It's such a beautiful dish. And we're done. And that's how you make 7-layer bean dip. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and check us out next week as we continue the Southwestern theme with the salad. And remember, go with your gut and follow your taste buds. See you next week.